I grew up in a quiet Midwestern town where every day began with simple routines: waking up early for school, spending afternoons at the local community center, and training at the neighborhood pool that had become my second home. I was passionate about swimming. It wasn't just a sport to me but a way of life, a discipline that taught me about perseverance and the beauty of hard work. Mornings were sacred: the soft light before dawn, the cool mist hovering over the water, and the familiar echo of my footsteps along the pool's edge. It was during one of these early morning sessions, before the sun had fully claimed the sky, that everything changed. On a crisp February morning at precisely 5:30 a.m., I pushed off from the wall with a determined heart, ready to beat my own record in the 400-meter medley. The water welcomed me like an old friend, its cool embrace a reminder of the countless hours spent training. I had trained my body to perform, yet I had never imagined that on this day, my body would suddenly betray me. In the midst of my powerful strokes, a strange, unyielding heaviness overwhelmed my chest. I felt a sudden, inexplicable loss of control, as if the rhythm of my heart had faltered, a silent warning that something was gravely amiss. In a moment that felt suspended between time and eternity, I slipped into a state beyond the physical realm. I watched, almost in disbelief, as the pool and the familiar faces around me blurred into shadows. My body, once so capable, was rendered still by an undetected condition that had hidden itself all these years. There was no pain, only a profound stillness that carried me away from everything I had known. I felt as though I was drifting beyond the confines of my mortal form, leaving behind the world I so deeply loved. In those moments of suspension, the air was filled with both a lingering calm and an unspoken urgency. I sensed that life was much more than the everyday struggles and triumphs of a competitive swimmer. I was being gently yet inexorably drawn into a realm where the boundaries between life and death blurred, a realm where every heartbeat, every choice, mattered on a scale far beyond the physical. That morning, as the first rays of sunlight began to pierce through the early haze, my journey into the unknown had already begun. I knew deep within that nothing would ever be the same again. I emerged from that moment not simply as a survivor of a physical collapse, but as someone touched by a power greater than anything I had ever experienced, a call to a deeper truth hidden in the interplay of light and darkness. Before I continue sharing the rest of this extraordinary tale, I invite you to join our community. If you feel that stir of wonder in your heart, please subscribe and leave a like. Your support brings us together and helps spread this message of hope and divine awakening. In the fleeting seconds when my body succumbed to the darkness, I found myself lifted above the chaos of the pool. Floating in a realm that defied explanation, I watched in silent wonder as the frantic activity below turned into a distant murmur. Faces blurred, voices softened, and the vivid details of my former life became a hazy recollection. I was both an observer and a participant in a mysterious transition that transcended the physical. There was a peculiar calm that enveloped me even as I drifted away from everything familiar. In this suspended moment, I sensed an undeniable pull, a force that seemed to guide me through a tunnel of darkness. Unlike any shadow I'd ever known, this darkness was alive, pulsating with an energy that defied earthly understanding. It whispered secrets in a language beyond words, stirring emotions that were at once fearful and deeply comforting. I felt as if every fiber of my being was attuned to an ancient truth, a truth that connected my past, present, and future in a single all-encompassing embrace. As I traversed that shadowed corridor, every sensation was heightened. The cold touch of an unseen current, the gentle caress of an otherworldly breeze, and the persistent echo of voices that carried both sorrow and hope. It was as if the universe was sharing its most guarded mysteries with me. I began to understand that this was not an end but rather a profound beginning. The veil between the physical world and a higher realm had been lifted, revealing a tapestry of emotions and insights that were both awe-inspiring and humbling. I recall a moment when the darkness receded just enough for me to see fleeting visions, flashes of memories, fragments of choices made and paths not taken. These were not mere images, but revelations that illuminated the intricate web of cause and effect that governed every moment of our lives. The experience was overwhelming, yet it filled me with a sense of clarity and purpose that I had never known before. In that sacred space between life and death, I realized that every heartbeat is a precious thread in the fabric of existence, connecting us to an eternal rhythm beyond time. My journey through that mysterious realm left me with more questions than answers, yet the unyielding sense of divine purpose resonated deep within my soul. I emerged from that threshold with a calling, a message that was urgent, personal, and life-changing. I could no longer return to the ordinary rhythm of life without sharing the profound truths I had encountered, truths that illuminated the path of genuine spiritual awakening. In the midst of that surreal passage, as I drifted through a space where time itself seemed to pause, I encountered a presence so radiant and powerful that it defied description. It was not a gentle apparition but a divine manifestation of glory, a figure whose very being exuded both overwhelming love and solemn authority. In that transcendent moment, I found myself face to face with the embodiment of divine grace. I cannot say that I fully understood the nature of this luminous presence at first. All I knew was that in its eyes shimmered a light that pierced the deepest shadows of my soul. The brilliance was not blinding, but it radiated with an intensity that left me humbled. I was overwhelmed by a sensation of perfect love, a love that enveloped me completely, dissolving every fear and doubt. Yet, there was also an unmistakable gravity in that encounter, as if every word and gesture carried the weight of cosmic truth. The divine presence spoke to me without the need for conventional language. Its voice resonated deep within, a harmonious blend of strength and tenderness that made me feel both cherished and accountable. In that silent communion, I began to perceive the essence of my existence in a new light. Every moment of my life, the laughter shared with friends, the struggles I had endured, the quiet victories, suddenly revealed itself as part of a grand, intricate design. I saw how even the smallest act of kindness or the briefest moment of despair contributed to a larger tapestry of fate and purpose. As I knelt in awe, I witnessed the unfolding of my life story before my very eyes, a vivid panorama of choices, regrets, and moments of grace. I saw not only the joyous triumphs but also the missed opportunities, the times I had taken life for granted. The divine figure made it clear that nothing in my life was trivial. Every action had a ripple effect that extended far beyond the immediate moment. This realization struck me with both profound sorrow and uplifting hope, for I understood that there was still time to mend the broken threads of my past and forge a future steeped in truth and light. In that sacred dialogue, I felt a stirring within my heart, a call to a higher purpose. I knew then that I had been chosen not by chance, but to bear a message that transcended my individual story. It was a message of transformation, urging every soul to seek a deeper, more authentic connection with the divine. That encounter awakened in me an inner fire, a determination to live not for the fleeting comforts of this world, but for a truth that promised eternal renewal. I found myself led deeper into an ethereal space that defied human logic, a vast, luminescent chamber where the very air vibrated with divine energy. Before my eyes materialized an object of overwhelming majesty, an enormous book of life, alive with pulsating radiant light. Each page shimmered as if woven from pure energy, the ink of destiny dancing like fire. I could see hundreds of names inscribed in a script that transcended language, each letter glowing with a brilliance that spoke of eternity. As I gazed upon it, an indescribable chill mixed with awe surged through me. Every flicker of light and shadow on the pages revealed the intricate tapestry of human souls, their hopes, their missteps, and the delicate balance of mercy and judgment. The revelation was both mesmerizing and heart-wrenching. I observed names that had once burned brightly now gradually dimming, each fading mark a symbol of a soul slowly drifting away from divine grace. It was as if every moment of indifference or half-hearted devotion was erasing a part of their eternal essence. The book did not merely record events. It vibrated with the weight of every decision, every prayer whispered in solitude, every act of kindness, and every lapse into complacency. I felt the emotional pull of every life interwoven with mine, the subtle energy of connections that transcended time and space. It was a living ledger of destiny, urging me to comprehend that our choices here have repercussions far beyond this transient existence. As I stood transfixed, the air around me filled with soft, almost imperceptible whispers, a divine dialogue that wove together sorrow and hope. I could sense the divine urging me to awaken not only to my own truth but to the truth hidden within every soul. The revelation was a call to action, a plea for wholehearted surrender. In that luminous chamber, I understood that to truly embrace life, one must commit every fiber of one's being to the divine. The magnitude of that realization was both exhilarating and daunting, a reminder that every moment holds the power to alter the eternal narrative. The experience was so profound that I felt as if time had expanded to accommodate the depth of its message. Every beat of my heart echoed with the urgency of this divine revelation, urging me to carry its truth back to a world shrouded in complacency. The vision of the Book of Life was not meant to incite fear, but to ignite a passionate longing for genuine connection with the divine, a connection that calls us to live fully, repent deeply, and love unconditionally. Before we continue this journey of revelation, I invite you to join in a personal way. If you'd like to be featured in our next video, A moment where your name and the city you're connecting from shine in a heartfelt greeting? Please leave a comment with your name and your city, and don't forget to hit that like button. Your story matters, and together we can spark a movement of light and truth. When I awoke on the pool deck, the physical world rushed back in a torrent of sound and sensation, a stark, almost brutal contrast to the serene infinity I had just encountered. The beeping of monitors, the frantic voices of paramedics, and the cool morning air were now my reality. Yet within me, an internal battle had already begun. Every breath I took reminded me of the chasm between the tangible world and the unseen spiritual realm that had called me away. I was back, but I was not the same. The transition from the ethereal to the corporeal was jarring. My body, fragile and recovering, bore the marks of a miraculous return, while my soul still trembled with the echoes of that divine vision. In the quiet solitude of long hospital nights, I found myself caught between gratitude for a second chance at life and a profound sorrow for the souls still drifting in darkness. I began to see my surroundings with new eyes, a simple hospital room transformed into a battleground where every sound, every shadow, might be the echo of a spiritual attack. Nighttime brought its own terrors. At precisely 3 a.m., the darkness of my room became a stage for an unseen force. I would awaken to the sensation of icy breath on my skin, a whisper of laughter that was not meant for mortal ears, and a presence that seemed to lurk just at the edge of vision. It was as if the spiritual realm had followed me back into this physical space, intent on reminding me that the battle for souls was far from over. Every creak of the floor, every rustle of the sheets, carried the weight of an ancient war, one that pitted the light of genuine faith against the insidious pull of complacency and sin. During the day, amidst the bustle of everyday life, I struggled to reconcile these two worlds. In crowded streets, in the noise of traffic, and even in moments of shared laughter, I felt the constant tug of that other reality, a reminder that every action, every choice, was part of an eternal struggle. The clarity I had experienced in that luminescent chamber now manifested as an internal war, the desire to cling to a life of ordinary comfort versus the compelling need to spread the transformative message I had been given. This inner conflict was not merely a personal battle, it was a call to awaken others from their spiritual slumber. I realized that my recovery was not just about healing a broken body but about forging a new path, one where every heartbeat echoed with divine urgency. In the silent hours of the night, as I wrestled with both doubt and determination, I vowed to honor the miracle of my return by dedicating every moment to a higher cause. I would become a living testament to the profound truth that our time here is fleeting and that every soul must choose the path of total surrender to light. The struggle was painful, yet it carried with it a fierce beauty, a reminder that true transformation often arises from the most intense inner battles. In the aftermath of my miraculous return, I was struck by a clarity so powerful that it redefined every moment of my existence. Life, once a series of routine events, had transformed into a tapestry of choices, each one a brushstroke on the eternal canvas of our souls. I began to perceive the world with an acute awareness of its fragility and beauty. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word became a sacred testament to the possibility of redemption and renewal. I came to recognize that humanity stands divided into three paths. Some deliberately reject the divine call, embracing a life of defiant indifference. Others settle for the comfortable, ritualistic faith that fills church pews and recitations, believing that occasional prayers are enough to secure their destiny. But there are also those who, with hearts on fire, yearn for a complete surrender, a transformative love that demands everything and offers an eternity of light in return. Witnessing this, I understood that our choices have immediate and everlasting consequences. Walking the streets of my revitalized hometown, a city pulsating with both hidden despair and unspoken hope, I observed the quiet desperation in the eyes of passers-by, the empty promises whispered in mundane conversations. It was as if the very soul of the city was caught in a limbo, suspended between the trivialities of modern life and the call to a higher purpose. In that moment, the urgency of truth became crystal clear. Every act of indifference, every compromise with sin, was a step toward a darker destiny. The divine spark that had reignited my spirit was not an endless reservoir. It was a precious flame meant to be shared with every soul on the brink of forgetting its true worth. I witnessed small miracles each day, a stranger's gentle smile, a spontaneous act of kindness in a busy cafe, even the quiet determination of a child learning to walk. Each of these moments carried the potential to ignite a revolution of the heart, a collective awakening that could banish the shadows of complacency. I realized that my mission was not only to survive but to illuminate the path for those lost in the labyrinth of half-truths. Every step I took became a deliberate act of defiance against a world that preferred the comfort of ignorance. The call to live fully was not simply a personal challenge, it was an invitation to each of us to awaken our inner light and stand together as a community. A community united not by material gain or fleeting pleasures, but by an unyielding commitment to truth, love, and eternal purpose. As I continue to walk this illuminated path, I reach out to you, my fellow seeker. If you feel this burning desire to embrace a life of genuine purpose and community, please join us. Subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Know that we do this not for profit, but because we are driven by an unshakable love for sharing truth. Every subscription and like is a heartfelt gift that strengthens our community and helps spread this message of hope far and wide. Now, standing at the threshold of destiny and divine purpose, I feel an overwhelming certainty that our time in this mortal coil is both fragile and precious. The journey that has carried me from a simple morning swim to the luminous realms of the Book of Life, and through the fierce internal battles of recovery, has irrevocably transformed the very core of my being. Every choice, every moment of surrender has become a beacon of hope, a testament that our lives are interlaced with a profound, eternal design. In the final hours of my awakening, I see before me the stark reality of a world teetering on the edge. The comfortable, superficial faith that so many cling to is a dangerous illusion, one that offers temporary solace at the cost of an eternal destiny. I have witnessed the heartbreaking consequences of a half-hearted devotion, souls fading silently from the pages of the living Book of Life, lives drifting away while opportunities for redemption slip by unnoticed. But in that same darkness, I have also seen an indomitable light, a promise of rebirth for those willing to step beyond fear and embrace true surrender. The message is urgent and uncompromising. There is no time to delay, no moment to waste. Every heartbeat is a call to awaken, every breath a reminder of the divine spark within. The journey ahead is both daunting and inspiring. It calls upon each of us to break free from the shackles of indifference, to confront the shadows that obscure our hearts, and to rise as a united community of light. The path will not be easy, the struggle is real, but the reward is nothing less than eternal love and truth. Chapter 7, The Final Call and the Journey Ahead. Now, as I stand at the precipice of destiny and divine purpose, an overwhelming certainty fills me. Every heartbeat, every breath, is a sacred drum echoing across the corridors of eternity. My journey, from the quiet hum of everyday life to the luminous realms of spiritual revelation, has reshaped my very soul. I no longer see existence as a series of random events, but as an intricately woven tapestry designed by a compassionate, yet uncompromising Creator. In the moments following the breathtaking visions of the Book of Life and the agonizing battles fought within the silent hours of recovery, I realized that our time here is both fragile and immeasurably precious. I have witnessed how the gentle neglect of our inner spark can lead to a slow, almost imperceptible fading of our eternal essence. Lives that once burned with the potential of divine love can slip quietly into darkness when half-hearted faith replaces the full surrender required to truly embrace the light. I now see the world through a lens sharpened by both wonder and urgency. The bustling streets of my hometown, once ordinary and unremarkable, are now arenas where the forces of light and darkness clash. In every passing face, in every whispered word of hope or despair, there lies a story, one that is constantly being written and rewritten by our choices. The vibrant colors of life, the tender laughter of a child, and even the silent sorrow of a forgotten soul remind me that we are all participants in an eternal drama, where every decision matters more than we ever imagined. This final chapter is not a conclusion, but rather a call, a resounding summons to awaken and to live with an unyielding commitment to truth and love. The comfortable, superficial faith that many cling to is a dangerous mirage, offering temporary solace while the true essence of our spirit quietly withers away. I have seen firsthand the heartbreaking toll of such complacency, names dimming from the pages of the living record, opportunities for redemption slipping through desperate fingers, and hearts slowly hardening against the warmth of divine grace. Yet, amid this stark reality, there is an invitation, a luminous promise of rebirth and transformation for those brave enough to step beyond fear and embrace complete surrender. It is a call to shed the shackles of indifference and to ignite a fire within that can banish the shadows of our past. Every act of kindness, every sincere moment of repentance, and every decision to trust in the divine light sends ripples through the cosmos, echoing in the halls of eternity and affirming that we are far more than the sum of our earthly trials. I stand here, a living testament to the power of resurrection and the urgency of the message entrusted to me. I urge you to look deep within your own heart. Ask yourself if you are ready to cast aside the comfort of routine and embrace a life defined by passion, truth, and unwavering commitment. This is a call to transform, not just for your own soul, but for the collective awakening of our entire community. If this message stirs something deep within you, if you feel that your destiny is intertwined with a greater, divine purpose, then I invite you to continue this journey with us. There is another video waiting, one that promises even deeper insights and revelations that could change your life. Simply click on the video appearing on your screen, and let it guide you further along this sacred path. Remember, each step you take towards the light not only transforms your own existence but also contributes to a global movement of hope, love, and eternal purpose. Your journey has just begun, and every heartbeat you share with this message is a precious thread in the vast tapestry of our collective destiny. Embrace the call, ignite your inner light, and step boldly into the future that awaits. If this message resonates with you and you feel the stirring of destiny in your heart, know that there is another video waiting to transform your life even further. Simply click on the video appearing on your screen now, and let it guide you to even deeper revelations. Continue this journey with us and let your light shine, because in every moment, in every heartbeat, you are a vital part of this eternal story.